So I'm here, and I wasn't planning on doing that little thing right there, but I did it. Anyway, it's not really fully bolted on. Just kind of cleaned up the manifold real quick, painted it, put 2 bolts to hold it in place, just because it looks pretty. Anyway, I will get to my point quick before I start rambling about this. So I've been meaning to do this video actually for a little while, but sometimes, like I'd be telling you guys sometimes that the universe is telling me it ain't right yet. It ain't right yet. Don't do it yet. Wait. And this happened. I've been talking about vane engine stands, and they've been on my mind a lot recently. And then today I get a message early when I got to work, and sure enough, in my DMs, vane engine stands. I was like, oh my God. You speak enough into the universe, and sometimes it materializes. So he was looking for a cam gear. Now, I think an hour or two after I talked to him, Christian, Honda Vlogs Christian, hit me up and sent me their story that they were looking for one. I follow them on Instagram, of course, but I don't get a chance to watch everybody's stories. So anyway, I didn't see that. And so I told him, like, dude, if you were the one that sent it my way, like, thanks, because I was looking for all the excuse in the world to talk to this guy, but I didn't want to be just like a random guy in the DMs or whatnot, talk about future plans. So him coming to me asking for a part gave me a chance to be like, hey man, I want to do this. So, and then again, like I said, now I'm talk about. So the reason, okay, so first off, I'm back to the idea of tackling freight shipping. I have, you see that white valve cover K back there? Maybe I'll ship that. So maybe I'll sell that shit to somebody for like stupid cheap, so that way I can have an excuse to send it freight, right? I've got a couple ideas of the way to do this, but one of the things I wanted to do, what got me thinking about it again, is when I was looking at vane engine stands. Now, the stands look fucking awesome. And you guys know that I've ranted against not using cherry pickers for the longest time. But now I know my pitfall for this swap was those studs. So I know that when I go do this again, if I have to do the up and over treatment again, I'm just going to make the adjustments and do things differently so that way it won't be much of a pain in the ass. But first case swap, so of course, I gotta find hurdles that need to be leaped. But I'm still super curious about the whole vane engine stands. I would very much like to do it. I mean, you see how tall this fucking thing is, so jacking the car all the way in the air isn't like the greatest thing for me, but I think I'll do it if it comes down to that. So I'm like, I'm looking for an excuse to be able to buy one of these engine stands because they're really fucking awesome and I really like them, but they're $200 and it just like it wouldn't be the greatest thing to build an engine on per se, but they do look really fucking cool. So I just want one. So then I start, I'm looking at like how the fuck are people mounting this thing to the engine stand, because it looks like it'd be kind of a pain in the ass. And but I was like, maybe there's something simple that I'm just not looking at here. And so I started digging around, and I went to 4P's website because I'm thinking, I'm a simpleton sometimes too. I'm like, well, maybe they have instructions or tips to how to put it on the stand. Because in my mind, I'm thinking the only thing I could think of to put a full engine on this fucking stand would be like to put it on a cherry picker and then put it on the stand. And then like, what's the point of having the stand if you got the cherry picker? Besides the fact that it looks cool. And it does, like the vane engine stand is cool as fuck because you can mount the whole swap on it and it's perfectly in place. So that way you literally just roll it into its spot. And then you just attach the mounts, and then that's it. Then you just attach the stand. So that's really fucking cool, right? So again, I'm looking at a 4P site, and they're like, well, they're giving a description of the engine stand, and they're like, you can even use it for freight. And I'm like, oh man, dude, that might be the missing link. So one of the reasons why I decided to back off freight wasn't so much because of the cost, because the cost I see could potentially be in the $200 range. Now, of course, that cost may go up for me if I have have them come and pick it up from the house. I don't know yet. I need to look into that. But it might not be as bad as I initially thought. And I think that even though the increased shipping may be like $100 more than what I normally pay or charge, it still I think will balance out because the people who have money to buy a long block from me that don't buy an engine because they want a long block, I think it may potentially balance itself out. So what I mean by missing piece to freight ship is like the reason why I backed off of freight shipping when I initially thought I was going to do it last year was getting the engine block secure on the pallet. And I was like, I'm not building a super huge box that's going to take me a lot of time and effort to put together. And then I remembered Four Piston, watching one of their little videos of them in their warehouse and how they had their shit. I'm like, let me do some digging, right? So I went back to 4P's Instagram and I started digging back through all their older videos, and I found one where they ship it, and it's a pallet with a plywood floor, or a pallet with plywood on top of it, and then they have 4 2x4s around it, and then they just wrap plastic around the shit, right? I'm like, wow, that's not too complicated. It doesn't cost a lot of material money. That can be easily done. And then what they did to secure the long block was they put they bolted down a board under the high side of the oil pan, and then they got a little ratchet strap, and then they like a screw hook that goes into the pallet. I'm like, that's doable. So, and what I was thinking is I get the vane engine stand, because it's perfectly, it's perfect. It sits perfect on the pallet, and then you just do the ratchet strap, so I wouldn't have to finagle any other thing in. But then of course I think the engine stand is like $278. So if the free shipping is $200 some, and then I'm not requiring you, but the ideal situation would be to get a vane engine stand, then that adds $278 off rip. But on the plus side of that VIP shipping with vane engine stands is the vane engine stand looks amazing. It's not like one of those red busted up ass Harbor Freight engine stands. So here's the thing, right? Now let's say you buy an engine, you buy your block, right? You're buying a long block. You're doing your thing and you're waiting. The car's still under construction. Well, you can have a freshly built block or freshly built long block just sitting there, nice and clean, because it's a brand new clean block. And then you have this, it's sitting on this stand that looks beautiful too. So you can roll it around your house and everything. You don't have to worry about tipping over or looking ugly wherever you put it. It'd be great. And on top of all that shit, you can bolt on your trans and all that other stuff. And it seems like a lot of people don't have a cherry picker. So you get your block shipped to you. You can finish assembling your swap straight off the pallet. Like, so you get the pallet, you take off the plastic, you roll it off onto the floor, and then you can finish putting your entire swap on the engine stand. And then when the time comes, you lift your car up, roll it up under that bitch, and fucking there you go. And then you have, then the shipping, I guess, it costs you $278 extra, but that $278 extra you're not losing, because you're getting to keep the stand. It'll be for you. And that would give me an excuse to start buying these things and have them around. And I would love that. I would very much like to do that. And I guess the other thing I wanted to say to you guys is, like, I'm doing a lot more shipping now, like a lot of smaller items. It's not just engine blocks and heads, cams, cam gears, accessories, whatnot. One thing I will request is, guys, if you could, I would very much appreciate, make a post on Instagram and tag me in the post. One, it lets me know that you got it, and two, it's a little bit of extra advertising for me, guys. Like, Instagram is pretty big for the business side, and I only have like 900 followers, so I don't really have a huge audience. There's a lot of guys that follow me that have a lot more followers than I do, and giving a little shout out of where you got your parts or whatnot, that's great for me, for anybody else who potentially could come and buy it, and I'd appreciate that. So if you could do that, that'd be awesome. Anyway, guys, I figured I would film this here because it gives me an excuse to stand here and stare at this beautiful thing a little longer, and it gives you guys a better background than just my fucking face. And yeah, I'm gonna go to the junkyard tomorrow to see what I can find, and I might even do some junkyard hopping over this weekend. Like, if I can't, like, you pull it, there wasn't really a lot of stuff there. It's kind of pulled, it's kind of like stripped. Like, a lot of the stuff that I was going there to find was already missing. So I might do a little junkyard hopping. I might go to U-Pull-It and then go to M&L, which is next door. And then from there, I might even go to a U-Pull-It up north a little bit. But I have a little bit of idea what I want. I'm going to get more K24 post mounts from the CRV. And I'm going to get at least one K24 crankshaft. And the RBC cam gears I'm going to really hunt down. So that's the goal. And I made a post on Facebook and Instagram and whatnot. If you guys want parts, you guys remember, even if I don't have it in stock, this is something I can get. South Florida is very plentiful on Honda parts. I can always look for it locally. Yes, I'm going to upcharge you a little bit on it because I got to go find it, haggle the price, pick it up. That's cost me gas, cost me time away from other things to get the part, and then I got to ship it to you. So it's not going to be a crazy uptick if I don't already have it in hand, but it will be. And if it's a high dollar item, like I say, if you want a head or something that I don't have, well, I'm gonna need close to all the money up front. So that way, at least I'm not taking a hit in my personal bank account. I'm not broke, guys, but my money's not gonna stay in the bank if I just let it go recklessly. There's a lot of things that I want to buy that I'm not buying, not because I don't have the money, but just because I'm trying to be smart. I gotta take into the fact that work is shaky. Not for me so much, but was a shit on my wife's work, and they've been letting her work, but it's not a full-time type deal because she's still got to be home with the kids and whatnot. So here, yeah, let's see. Yeah, we were talking about it because Miami just went under a tight curfew type deal, and the job gave us these essential business. Don't give me a fine. All right. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna be back out tomorrow at the junkyards, running around doing that part thing. And if you guys, I know I don't expect business to be booming right now, but if anybody does want to buy anything or parts or whatnot, you can hit me up. Also, I was gonna make a separate video about this, but I figured it's not that big a deal because I think there's not a lot of people buying from me right now. So most people who are, I'm pretty sure they saw it when I posted on Instagram and Snapchat and whatnot. But yeah, all payments that I'm taking right now, collecting right now, are frozen. You can pay me if you want, if you can afford to. But if you're, want to keep your money because of the coronavirus thing, then by all means do so, and then you can resume payments once life is getting back to normal. But if you're out there and I have something you want, or you want to get something from me, and you can, feel free to make the deposit and then not make any further payments until the coronavirus thing is gone. The benefits of that being, you get to, whatever the fuck you're trying to buy from me, you get to lock it in, so that way I don't sell it to somebody else, and then you can just continue to pay it off once this thing is done. Again, this is not pressuring anybody to buy. This is kind of my way of saying, the guys, my VHB Engines doors are not closed to business. I'm still out here doing my thing, and I got engines to build still, and I'm going to be putting Mario's K24 together very, very soon. I'm going to put the pistons on the rod tonight and probably drop them in tomorrow. But anyway, it's going to be real busy for me. I feel really good, and I do have offers for the car, but I'm actually kind of hoping it doesn't go through because somebody tried me on my post, and the guy who tried me is a fucking fan. Like, I know the guy, I met him and I bought some shit off of him. He's like, oh, I watch your videos and shit, and then now he's trying to like clout chase, like by clowning on my fucking post, talking shit on the post about the car. Because somebody had a fucking K-swap car that was freshly painted that they were trying to sell for like $6,000. Nobody wanted to buy it, so he had to part it out. And now he's, I guess, feeling a little salty or some shit that I posted this for $25 when there's so much missing off of it. But he doesn't know that, that I've already made a $1,500. Somebody's already offered $1,500 for it, and I only want $2,000. So I told him if he gives me 18, it's his. So I got a $1,500 offer, a $1,200 offer. Another guy, a Mini Cooper Type S, somebody offered. And I think he offered without reading the post all the way because he's a dummy. And then another guy, Shane, offered his EP3, but he's always offering the EP3 and then not fucking coming through, so whatever. And then there's the guy that I'm supposed to see tomorrow for his TL Type S. It's a 6-speed, so yeah, there's offers. And at this point, I'm almost trying to look for an excuse to self-sabotage, so that way I don't have to get rid of the car, because I kind of want to get back to it, because there's things that I can do immediately. Like, I already ordered a shift box plate, because I got the stock shifter box out of that part out from a long time ago. And so I can put that in, and I bought the shift plate. So I'll bolt up the shift plate, and I can put the shifter in. And then I have the pump housing and whatnot, so I can do that. So there's things I can get to right away. And then the brake lines, I can buy the brake lines and put the brake lines on the car and whatnot. So anyway, I'm starting to ramble here. I'm going on too long. I just wanted this to be something quick, so I want to talk about Ninja Sands because I've been wanting to talk about it for a while. And freight shipping, Free shipping is going to happen very soon, guys. Very, very soon. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. And social media links are in the description down below, as is the website and Patreon and whatnot. Patrons get discounts. Go check that out. All right. Thanks for watching, and peace.